The world population has reached 8 billion people, and they're all in front of me in the beer line at this music festival. Hurry up, I don't want to miss Interpol. Welcome to the Friday Fenix. I'm Andrea Bridges-Smith, or am I? It's official! Trump is running for president again. Definition of insanity, blah, blah, blah. His announcement was called low energy by critics.
I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
Well, you'd be tired too if you kept getting sued every 2 seconds. Poor bastard can't even mail a Christmas card without getting indicted. To be fair, he does include a classified document with every card, though. Some people tried to leave Trump's announcement event early but were blocked from doing so by security. And to those people I say, what did you expect? This man has only one version of his speech. I'm awesome, everyone's mean to me. Did you think you were gonna get something new and exciting and then you got bored when it was the same old shtick? You should have just turned it into a drinking game where you took a shot every time you mentioned the wall. Now, there were a lot of funny things that could have happened during Trump's announcement. Getting arrested, Ron DeSantis announcing at the same time, getting hit with a shoe. But the funniest thing would be World War III breaking out, which almost actually happened. Oh, fuck. Well, it looks like some missiles landed in Poland by mistake. Now I'm going to need all of the archdukes to step away from the Polish border, please. In fact, this is a really good time for any and all archdukes to take a nice Caribbean vacation. Just head on over this way and we'll get you set up with some pina coladas. But before we definitely don't re-elect Trump, some House members are thinking about making him Speaker of the House. Hey, but that would mean they couldn't elect him president, so is it worth it? Then again, if our whole dancing on the knife's edge of a worldwide nuclear war thing took out the president and then 17 people after him, we'd be in deep shit all over again, so let's just skip it. Tiffany Trump got married this weekend and her dad gave the sweetest toast. I'm just kidding. He talked about how he didn't want to pay extra money for a tent if it rained. It's just like every little girl's fantasy. One day, I'm gonna marry a handsome prince in a big fancy dress. And then Daddy's gonna talk about how expensive tents are, and then we'll eat cake and live happily ever after. The only man to ever bring a Ken doll to show his barber what he wants, Mike Pence, has shocked the country by emphatically stating that Daddy Trump may not be such a nice guy in his new book. Said everyone who voted against him in 2016, yeah, we got that. Luckily, Pence was there to save us from Trump's worst impulses and be the hero we never knew we needed. Or at least that's what it says on page 3. Even though Republicans have taken the House, many of them are feeling disappointed with their performance in the midterms. Hey, buddy, it's okay. You know, this sort of thing happens to a lot of political parties. It's very common. It's nothing to be ashamed of. If you're really bothered by your lack of showing, maybe you could try some exercise. You could try exercising restraint for a change. Or what about adjusting your diet? I know you always talk about keeping things lean, but then you pile your plate up with pork and rich foods, and then you're back for seconds and thirds before the other folks have even had a first serving. Maybe this is a great opportunity for you to really work on yourself. Just relax, and if you feel ready, see if you can get your polls up again in a few years. Russia announced Monday that 100 Canadians have been banned from entering the country, which is exactly 100 more than the amount that want to get into Russia. Elon Tweety Bird Musk whined this week that he has too much on his plate. I guess destroying the careers of thousands of dedicated employees really works up an appetite. But after firing a bunch of people and offering the rest severance to leave voluntarily, Twitter may be hiring soon. In fact, we've gotten an exclusive sneak peek at their hiring video. Want to work at a next-generation tech company? Well, Twitter is hiring. Unless we're not, could change by tomorrow. Be a part of a team that is so dedicated, they work 18 hours a day. You'll save a ton on rent by sleeping under your desk. And you'll need that money to pay for food in the Twitter cafeteria because free lunch is over. But some things are more important than money. Like the chance to work for a very unstable non-genius whose unending whim parade will leave you with severe emotional whiplash. If you're focused, driven, and don't know how to report labor violations, then come work at Twitter. Twitter, like the Titanic, but less boaty. In other tech news, Amazon announced it's laying off 10,000 workers. Jeff Bezos, seen here honking some titties, then announced he was going to give away a bunch of money. The 10,000 workers asked, "Can we have some of that?" To which Bezos responded, "Ha! Good one." Walmart has offered to pay $3.1 billion to settle opioid lawsuits, but regulators were unable to ban the other dangerous substances sold at Walmart: canned fried apples, crotillas, and fruit punch pickles. Yeah, these are real. Get ready for your worst Thanksgiving dinner ever. Nick Cannon just announced he's expecting child number 12. No, wait. Breaking news. We have reports that Cannon's sperm are still hitting their targets and we'll have the updated offspring total shortly. A judge has overturned Georgia's 6-week abortion ban. So if you're trying to schedule an abortion, here's what that looks like. Hi there, I'd like to schedule an abortion. Okay, great. And where do you live? Georgia. Ooh, tricky, but we can move forward for now. Okay, let's see. Current moon is in Leo. We are at low tide. That's good. Can you tell me who appointed your circuit's appellate court judge? Trump, I think? Ooh, that's not good. We better do this fast then. Can you get here in the next 12 minutes? A Michigan town defunded its library so it couldn't groom children with LGBTQ books. You know, it makes me sick what these libraries try to pull. I remember my own childhood where my mom would drop me off at the library, blindfold me, spin me around 3 times, and then send me in there while she drove away. Whatever books I bumped into, I was forced to read, and there was nothing she could do about it. Oh, if only they let parents into libraries too, so they could supervise their children and guide their reading choices. But they can't, so we might as well just burn them all to the ground. A study found that 44% of college graduates regret their field of study. The most regretted major is journalism. Hey, at least that one's useful. Try graduating with a degree in French and then living in Texas for the next 2 decades. You'd be surprised at how few people at barbecue joints want to discuss Jean-Paul Sartre. And finally tonight, how about some good news? 9 patients told that they would never walk again did. Science! Not surprising to anyone, we have mice to thank for this. Where would scientists be without mice? Pretty much just some people who went to school for a long time and only have a degree to show for it. Let's hear it for the mice.
Yay! Yippee! Yippee!
That wraps up this week's Friday Fenix. Tap that subscribe button and we'll see you after Thanksgiving.
Your efforts are valid, but I don't think you can step up to the challenge.